Deborah Mills here. I'm with Moonsies.com, fast becoming the #1 metaphysical shop for your readings, your plants, your herbs, your stones, your metaphysical needs. Today, my whole theme today is about hope, because all of us have things that happen in our life that are not good, that are not positive, that we can't even find the least little glimmer of hope in them. It doesn't really matter what kind of spiritual path you're on, what kind of religion you are, what kind of denomination, but we all have a spiritual nature. We all have to believe, and we all have to have hope. Today I'm going to read a couple of excerpts out of a couple of my books. One is Living with the Other Side. The other is Poems of Spirituality. I want you to know that this book wasn't written to make people feel sorry or make people go, oh, she's crazy. It was just written as another vehicle of hope. So we're going to read one of the little excerpts out of it that I think can get you going in a good way and just keep you very happy and keep you going in a strong and serious way. Opening the door of my home, I found 3 scruffy people standing on my doorstep. A young, thin man. I was surprised to see that he could stand, weak from drug usage, lack of food, and no sleep. The younger woman, heavy, dirty, torn clothes, long hair stringy, unwashed. Her eyes were glazed with the use of drugs as well. The other woman was in much better shape. Her hair in place, her face glowed with a soft inner light, her smile bright as I looked at the motley group. This woman held out her well-manicured hand, polished nails gleaming in the early dawn light. Handing me a baby blanket, she told me a story that made my blood curl. The younger couple with her was her son, his wife. Their young 21-month-old son was missing. The police were looking all over the small town, down near the creek that ran behind the small brick house the 4 lived in. No one could find a trace, not even a small evidence that the child was still in the area, still in town. No one could either find the child still living or that their young tow-headed child had gone to the other side. I gathered the fairies, the sprites, the spirits. Each one came as I placed the blue cotton thin blanket in front of the black for protection, the white for purity candles. I set out a small vial of sandalwood essence oil, lighting the oil burner to fill the quiet room. Sandalwood is good for meditation, for trances. As I touched the thin blanket, I left, using the skills of astral projection I learned as a young child. Over the tops of trees, over the small brick red house, I wandered with the spirit to look for this young baby. I traveled back into time, seeing the 2 young men carrying the child off into the nearby woods, both thin, half crazed with the drugs taken earlier, through the woods to a small shanty shack built by the creek. The bearded one stumbled as he ran with the child in his arms. Traveling back to the altar, to the room where 3 nervous people sat shaking, afraid as there was no movement, no words from my empty shell. Coming back out of the trance, weak sweat pouring down my face, I quickly described the men. I described the shack, the wooded path. The family knew exactly what and who I was describing. Driving quickly to the spot, the young father nearly running 2 cars off the road, we reached the spot. The shack was empty, but the evidence of the child was clear. Empty milk bottles, a dirty diaper lay on the floor, yet there was no one there. We heard a small cry, whimpering, down by the creek, so near that he might have fallen in. Yet we reached this place right in time before he fell into the flowing creek. Clad only in a dirty diaper, no shoes, no shirt, the young child held his arms out to his sobbing mother. Dad and the grandmother, also sobbing, clutched the pair as well. Once police were contacted, the 2 uncles were arrested. This family turned into the spiritual world. No more drugs and jobs were found. A small child grew up in a different home, a home where the fairies dance, sprites sing, and the spirits walk. To inspire hope, faith when times are dark? Where do we go when we see the need for love, for you, for me? What is the answers, the keys for what we hope will come to be? A joy for song, a peace along, our path for lovingly to hope. Both of these books are available on my website as well as Barnes & Noble online, Amazon online. And the only other thing I want to talk about today is this. This is a part of the palm family. Palms bring into your home quietness. They bring peace, serenity. They help hydrate the air, which helps us keep our oxygen flowing and clean. So this is all for this Sunday. I hope you enjoy this video. I want to thank my grandson, James Herbison, for helping me with it. And we will be talking to you next week. Have a great week.